We should use that beat for this episode.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, sir. Whenever you're ready.
Fuck it.
Whenever you're ready.
Fuck it.
All right, so what did y'all decide on? What do we got here?
Got a little tree frog. Cute little tree frog, man. It's an animal-themed leg. Everything about nature and all that inhabits it is very intriguing to me. I learn a lot just from how they are in the world.
And you guys, he was telling me last night that you linked up, like, you had maybe one tat when you guys started tatting.
I got my first tat from him.
Yeah, the first tat. And then we
I
came back.
I came in with no tats.
No tats. Only one that he got was what?
I got word on my back that I got.
Given across the back.
That's the only, I have one tattoo that's not from him.
And what was that story?
I had a dude on my team, DeAndre Smelter, shout out to DeAndre. His cousin, he's from Macon. He was like, yeah, my cousin does tats. I was like, all right, shit, I'll pull up. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get this word. That shit hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And then what was journey-wise? Like, talk to me, like, right now you guys are private session in your house here, like, nice-ass view and shit, versus your first time linking up and tatting.
Oh yeah, it was at Studio 219.
Yeah, Lilsburg's little
Down
house
there
in
on
Atlanta.
little trap house, 14th Street.
Right on 14th
right across
Street,
from the
bro.
Silver Skillet. Silver Skillet, right?
Silver Skillet, bro. Shout out to Silver Skillet.
But yeah, just in there, niggas in that bitch gassed up.
Yeah.
I used to show up to hella tat sessions drunk, bleeding all over the session.
Yeah.
But not yet, because we had one of my teammates, Lou Young. Shout out to Lou Young.
Oh yeah, shout out to Lou, man.
And Quay. Shout out to Quay. We give him a hell of
shout out Quay, yeah. Gotta shout out Quay.
But yeah, two people that I knew well saw him, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get tapped. I'm gonna go to him. And it's been
we've been locked in since
2012, so like 12 years.
Conjure, just went from literally just like business to like a brotherhood for real.
Right. This nigga's been with me damn near every stage of my life since college.
What was the first tat you guys did together? What was the first tat you ever got?
I got a scroll with a scripture on my chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the crazy thing is like when he was coming to get tatted by me, probably was only tattooing for like a year or some change.
I did not know that.
I was fresh.
I mean, it didn't look like it from the tats that I was seeing on other people.
But then, so you popped off quick in your career then?
Yeah, like I said, like, I was probably like a year into tattooing, and then I was tattooing everybody in Atlanta. Like, I was the go-to guy.
What was your first in? Who was the first dude?
Probably like Walker. But like Walker was like, that was my homie though at the same time. So like when everybody else see it, like he's somebody else, but I was like, that's just Walker, but that's fly, that's Belly. But yeah, it's probably Walker was probably like the first, and then Sunny Digital.
Okay.
But I didn't look at them because I already knew them. They just saw I was doing tattoos, and they was like, bro, I'm trying to come get tattooed. I'm like, all right, pull up.
Niggas was tattooed West Side Gun, didn't even know it.
Bro, did not even know I was tattooing West Side Gun, bro. Until like kept talking about it.
Shout out to West Side Gun.
Yeah, shout out to West Side. I had opened up this shop called Atlanta Inc. and the guys in there like kept talking about like Griselda and West Side Gun.
And what got you into like wanting tattoos? What age were you kind of interested in getting ink?
I mean, I feel like it was like a random ass thought to get the first one. I was like, you know what? Yeah, shit, fuck it, I'm gonna get tat. And I got the first one done, and that shit hurt. I was like, I wasn't like, I'm about to get tatted head to toe. After that, I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, that shit hurt. I was like, but I'll probably even out get the other side of my chest done, and then I'll be good. Yeah. Then I was like, well shit, some shit right here would be straight. Then my back, and then it just was off from there.
Well, that's what it is. It's always, it's like an empty canvas.
Yeah, I never really had a vision of it, but it was something that I enjoyed and got a lot of done. Like in the time like I was out of the league, I got a lot of ink done, and it was like spent a lot of time with Cali. Like just started rolling with it, and it felt. There's something about getting tattoos, like it makes you be present. You know? Yeah. Like the needle's touching your skin, you're like you're in the moment because you feel it. You know.
You gotta feel it.
It's actually like some therapeutic and some life lessons that you can kind of take from it.
Yeah, I think even like the healing process, like because it can get ugly, but it's like that's a life the same way. And then you get through it, it's like okay now.
Right, niggas will see your shit is scabbed up and shit. Like like I was on the Super Bowl, I think I got my head tatted, and that was on this thing, and like that bird was all fucking scabbed up on my head, and it's like yeah, people gonna see it and look crazy, but that shit don't fucking matter, bro. Shit gonna look great in time, bro.
In fact, I was telling him yesterday about when you came and got the wing on your back, they go down your arm, and I was like, you gonna do the other one? Like, no, I'm good. I think I'll just do this one. And then after the season, like, yeah, I need to come get the other wing.
She was only one at a time. I got that wing done. That shit took what, 6 hours?
Yeah. But then we came back, I did the other one in like 5.
That shit was in the middle of the night. Damn near like 1 something in the morning. I had workouts at 6 in the morning.
Damn.
College.
Damn.
Yeah, we were, like I said, we were thugging, bro.
Yeah.
This is back, and this is also like back in my career, like when I was getting started, like I popped off quick, bro, so I was tatting like all day. Like I'm talking about, I started like 10 in the morning, bro. I wouldn't be done till like midnight, 1 every day, and I just go right to like Cheetah and go eat, and then go home. Like that was my routine.
And run it back again the next day.
Yeah, exactly. As a creator, bro, like I hate to say this, but people are on your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so therefore they get the best version of you versus them getting like a burnt out version of you. Like, if you want me to show up for you like in my best like self, like this is when I'm available, this is when I could do this. Also, like I know, like, you know, people look at me like, oh yeah, that's the tat man.
Right.
Like, I'm a tat man, but like, yo, you can tat tonight? I can't. No, I can't. Like I said, but the main thing, bro, just for anything in life, bro, like like you were saying, bro, it's like just that balance so you don't get burnt out from it. Cause you can get burnt out, I think, in anything that you do in life if you overdo it. And then, like, cause you can lose joy in it, like.
Or if you're doing it for a result as opposed to doing it because that's what you feel most aligned with.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's nothing wrong with doing it for a result, but if it's like, that's
the only reason
just
you're doing it,
driving you, there's always something more.
Yeah. Walk me through some of your pieces. So what's going on in the arms, and just walk me through everything you got.
Yeah, I mean, we start on the hands. Got God's work on my knuckles, which hurt, a motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, I feel like my ultimate goal in life is basically to be a channel of God, and like people can look at me and like he can work through me, like whether it's whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm doing, however I'm interacting with people. Like I try to keep that in mind and make sure the things that I'm doing and spending my time on are in alignment with that. And then I got on my hands, I got a monk meditating on the left, and then like a samurai warrior with his, you know what I'm saying, with his sword right here. And so it's basically like the element of, you know, I think of myself, whereas like I'm this football player, modern day gladiator, you know, and just like, that's my job, is just bashing my head up against people. Yeah. But then it's like, I'm also this person that is, you know, peaceful and tries to nourish my spirit and things like that, take care of my mental health. So I feel like it's just like the balance of the two describes me. What else I got? I got Atlas with the world on his shoulders, because sometimes when you have a life that is extremely blessed, it can feel like a lot of pressure. It comes with a lot of things that a lot of people may not necessarily take into account when they look at me and be like, oh, I want to be where he is. And it's like, all right, like, yeah, we'll see, you know? I got this portrait because I know that the Native Americans, like the wolf headdress is like worn by the leaders. And when I got this tat at the time where I feel like I was more of a follower than a leader, so it's really like a message to myself, which I feel like a lot of my tattoos have been. Like when I got forgiven on my back, like I didn't really necessarily feel forgiven, you know? Like I was doing a lot of fucked up shit, so.
But so then what was the thought process behind getting it at the time?
Like
were you trying to like trick yourself into thinking
in a way, essentially. Like I feel the same way with my music, honestly. Like back then, and like this was like, well, probably 10 years ago, the music I was writing, like it had like positive messages in it. And it was like unconsciously speaking things into existence, that because my life was fucking miserable and full of all kinds of chaos. So, so yeah, it's just kind of planting it there. So it's like, you know, kind of look at it and it's like, yeah, like maybe one day, like it'll convince me, like, you know what I'm saying? Type shit.
And do you look at certain tattoos now from like your bad times, and like, are those like reminders to you of like bad times, where it's like you don't want to look at the tattoo? Or is it like motivation that like you're at where you're at now?
No, yeah, it's really like a story, and you appreciate every part of the story now. Like I look back and it's like there was some rocky times, but if you change any one of them, my life would look completely different.
Yeah.
You know, so it's coming to appreciate all that and allowing me to be who I am today and show up the way that I am today, which is, you know, still imperfect in a lot of ways, but yeah, you come to appreciate all of it. And it's like, you think of memories back then, it's just like, man, like I was just a kid trying to find answers, bro, trying to figure out what I wanted my life to be like, how to find peace, how to fit in. That's all I was trying to do. You know, I wasn't trying to be nothing crazy or you know, a menace or anything, but you know, I just feel like now I'm finding my answers. That's what I was doing the whole time, and it's good reminders.
And do you think that the art aspect of tattoos, like it being art, kind of translate to you locking in on music now as well?
Yeah, no, it's cool ways to express yourself and you know, show what you've been through, show what inspires you, show what, you know, you value and what you know, and how you wanna show up. And I feel like music definitely ties in, because I try to, you know, use a lot of different ways and a lot of different sounds and a lot of different ideas and stuff to get my points across. I feel a lot of different things. I think a lot of different things. I've had a lot of life experiences so far, good and bad. So it's just like, I got plenty to express, I guess.
Do you think that, are you a guy where like you want your tattoos to always have meaning? Or are you kind of like both?
For a while, I was mostly like, I want everything to have like this super deep meaning, and like, cause I'm not really like a surface level person at this point in my life. And whereas like, if you tell me like, oh, what does like the tree frog individually mean to you? It's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like I've never encountered one. Like they look dope.
Yeah.
But it's really like the nature element and what nature, like to me, it's like I look at animals, I look at mountains, or I look at anything, and it's just like, them motherfuckers are not worried about half the shit that we are worried about. Yeah. They're just being and existing and living these full lives. And there's something about that that's very intriguing to me. So that kind of meaning, it's like, it's the collective as opposed to each individual tattoo. But for the most part, if I'm putting it on my body, I want it to be a part of this picture that means something.
I would say you're probably the most tatted dude in the NFL.
Odell is insanely tatted, for sure. My boy Hottie, Jahad Ward on the Giants, shout out my boy Hottie. He, you know what I'm saying, got the ass tatted. But he's basically everything except the head, and I think like maybe the tops of his feet. So he's like ridiculously tatted as well. But I feel like I'm up there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Just like my argument against Odell is like, you got your face and you got the head. Versus he has obviously everything else, but he didn't touch those spots yet.
He got time, man. Yeah. When I first started getting tattoos, my parents were like, don't ever get your neck tatted. And I was like, all right. Sorry, mom and dad. But no, it was more so me of like getting to this place of where it's like, you know, because when you have a certain level of financial freedom, there's a lot less pressure on you to do certain things or to conform to certain things. So I was like, once I knew I was back in the league, I was like, and I had the year that I had with the Raiders, the first one, I was like, oh, I could like make some money now, like, and so I was like, oh, if I get, in my mind, I was like, if I make like $5 million, I'm getting my neck tatted. Yeah. And then I signed the contract, and I was like, yep, I'm getting my neck tatted.
There you go.
And then I was like, all right, don't do your face. And then I was like, all right. But then it's like, I don't know, man, like I feel like it's something I wanted, and at the end of the day, you know, I don't think anybody that is telling me certain things really believes this on the surface. But if you say, if I were to go get something on my face that you would view me differently, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something wrong with your value system or the way this world values people, that if I have a word on my face or something on my face and you think that that's affecting the way that somebody perceives me, like, nah, bro, I show up, I'm good in the world. I try to take care of people, treat people the right way. Like, let's have a discussion and reframe how we look at people with these kind of tats, you know, so.
Did you see any like difference in the way people, at least in the league or just like around, started looking at you or treating you when you started getting like neck, hands, head tattoos? Like, was there anything different happening?
There'd be like some coaches and stuff. They'd be like, "Damn, bro, you really like, you know, you have these white men that are like, you know, they're learning a lot about dudes like us in the process of being around us on a daily basis. So it's like they see me coming with my head tatted and my hands, and they're like, "Damn, bro, like what inspired?" You know, they're trying to get to know why, but all the teammates are just like, "Damn, like you really taking it there." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like shit, why not?"
And then, Callie, for you, watching him, like, from being a kid to now, like, growing up, obviously his journey in general is nuts, but just tattoo-wise, like, coming into sessions and starting to learn more about him, how do you feel like tattoos kind of was like a therapy almost to him? And then, like, how were you able to be a guy that was there for him, like, while doing tattoos?
I think for myself, for years, even when we used to tat back in the day, I used to always say, like, he's therapy. Like, I said it for a long time. I think I said it so much, but I don't think I really like grasped the concept, if that makes sense. Like I was just saying it.
You was planting seeds for real.
Yeah, and it's like, I was planting the seed, but not even knowing that that's what I was doing. Because I think for me, I got most of my tattoos, like that was like my vice or like that was my thing to do. Like instead of me going and doing this and going and doing that, I was just go get a tattoo. And I kind of like saw that in, you know, Darren early on, like as like the sessions started to become like more like rapid, you know what I mean? Like we got free time, bro. Like, what you doing? Like, all right, let's lock in. Like, it was kind of like one of those situations that I'm like, okay. And it's like, you know, we could sit down and like do a tat and, you know, like, bro, we kumbaya, bro. You know what I mean? Like we talk about anything, like we'll eat, like sometimes I cook. You know what I mean? It's like,
you go crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, crazy. You know, it just was like it was just a different, I think, experience. And I think like I know I learned a lot from Darren like over the years and just watching everything, watching him like just, you know, turn into like the person and the man he is now. Like I'm still learning a lot being around Darren till today, that I value, you know, and I rock with. I think the tattoos, like I said, it's a therapeutic process, bro. What tattoos, like the whole process of it, bro. Picking a tattoo, knowing what you want, where you want to place it, sitting through it, feeling it. Like I said, the healing process, like it's the whole part of everything. It's a journey. But like I said, me seeing like his growth and his over the years, like I think we both grown. Like I've grown as well. Like I look at tattoos completely different than how I used to view them. I used to just view them like I just, you know, just wanted to do tattoos. Now I kind of look at it and I'm more like tapped into like the art side of it. Even like how he said like of changing like the narrative, like how people would view people with tattoos, like even with face tats and you know, things of that nature. Like that's kind of like me. I think the first time I ever did like an event like with my nonprofit with like the NAACP, like I had to have a meeting with them. And I was like, should I like cover up my tattoos or should I like go as myself? And I'm like,
fuck it, bro. Fuck it.
I was like, cause this is what you get, bro. I don't, you know what I mean? Like this is who I am. This is a part of who I am. Like these tattoos, like they're a part of me, like, but they don't define who I am. And it's like, I'm not here to like, I'm not an evil person or like I'm probably the nicest guy. I joke and play a lot, you know, but shit, you know, it's a lot of negative connotations when it comes to tattoos growing up, but I think tattoos are like now in today's society is like way more accepted.
It's changing for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so in the beginning, when you first entered the league versus now, how's the tattoo culture kind of changed within like locker rooms or just with teammates and shit like that?
I mean, I feel like nowadays, like, I don't know if it's like now, but like, dude, like people have access to artists that have like just higher quality, like shit, you know, like using there with like the OGs and like OGs had tats, but like they just look like OGs with tats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
they was like, you just tatted.
So it's like niggas had tats, like for sure, but like I feel like the quality of tats, like you talk about like a guy like a Odell or something, and it's like these dudes, they wear their tats and they're like, oh shit, like nah, they really. So it's like you see dudes like that are on the forefront with their tats. It's kind of inspired guys to, you know, be conscious about the quality of things that they're getting and like.
So I want to know what you guys think, because you're talking about the journey, tattoos being journeys and shit like that. With people now doing where you go under anesthesia Like you
I
go
was
under
just about to say that.
and you wake up, whole new back piece, whole new whatever. Well, give me both your thoughts on that.
I mean, I get it, bro. Like people like tattoos are dope for like image related things. Like you got tats, like them shits look hard, and it's like some people ain't really here for all the, you know, like the spiritual elements, or like they're like, man, I just want tats, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like that's dope, and it's like, you know, and the game has changed and changed in a lot of ways. Like there's fucking AI with everything, and there's that like that version of tattooing. So I don't really look at it and try to judge it.
Yeah, like I said, saying here, like I'm not against it. You know, that's what you want to do. Like that's what you want to do. I mean, we live in the world of, you know, everybody wanting everything instant. Anyway.
It's a very instant gratification world, so it's like
if I had the accessibility to it, like if someone was like, yo, let's do it right now, your whole back, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go. Because it's like you said, it's being able, I could wake up tomorrow and have a full back piece, and it would be quality. But on the terms of like me building out my leg sleeve right now, like I've enjoyed the process. As much as it fucking hurts, like sitting there 10 hours a day is not fun. But like you said, I get to sit there and I'm like,
lean a little more.
Yeah, and I'm figuring shit out about myself while I'm sitting there and being like, damn, this shit fucking hurts. But for me, it's like a whole process, and I enjoy, like, me and my artists have gotten really close, like you guys, where it's like you build a relationship with somebody, you're able to like learn about different things. So I see both sides to it, but I think it's crazy when someone does like, that's all they do. Like the only tattoo you have is under anesthesia. I think that's crazy, because then you never got to experience or like, you know, feel what tattoos are.
That's a lot of the young dudes these days, man.
Where they just, you know, it's wake up. Even Uzi did he went over his stuff, but he did his entire front, entire back, and his legs all under, which is fucking crazy. And I don't even know.
Idea what it's like to get tattooed.
I don't even know. Do you know what the healing process
like
is?
In one session?
That? In like 2 days, but like he was under the whole time.
Well, I know what you said.
He didn't wake up in 2 days.
No, it was like 1 day under. Nah, he'd be fucking dead.
Fuck. Keep Uzi alive, please.
I know Lawrence Cager, he had went under. How did he say his healing process was?
I don't think he said there was any problems. But yeah, he was like, my boy Cage was ankle to hip.
Yeah. Who did he went to Ganga or he went to Ortega?
He was somebody in Arizona.
Ortega, yeah.
It's just hard.
Yeah. But I don't even, because like a healing process on this, you gotta take care of it. You got your whole leg fucking peeling and shit at the same time. I feel like it's gonna be crazy.
That's wicked. Yeah. I couldn't imagine all that at once.
If a person could just sit there and it's like just drawn on paper or paint on the canvas, like, oh yeah, I would.
But plus it's like from the artist standpoint.
I would love that.
As far as business, like they look at the market and like, okay, a lot of people don't want to have to earn these tats and all the pain that has to go with it. Like, if they want to do this shit, like, I could capitalize off this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That shit is like, it's like 200K.
Trust me, bro.
200K?
Yeah.
Oh, people, that's why I said, me and him, bro, I told you, bro, let's tap into that. Like, we've been talking about
200K, you're talking about like the Uzi, like full front and back for 200K?
Yeah, like full front.
Yeah,
200K.
Dirk paid 200 for his back.
Yeah. One thing, because you gotta have a licensed anesthesiologist.
Anesthesiologist, and then you have
200K, my boy.
Yeah.
And then you got to think about it. You have like 4 or 5 tattoo artists tattooing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, of course, like we have to knock this out in 8 hours.
Yeah, crazy. Some dude like Ortega I think is like 100, but still 100K for tattoos a lot.
And it's for like the amount of time you're under and they work on you, or
nah, it's like if you get like
100K for the leg?
For the leg, yeah. Yeah. We kind of touched on it before, like I was saying to you, where you seen him tattoo-wise grow as an individual. You guys started your relationship. You have one of the most like aspiring, like cool-ass stories, and I genuinely didn't know about it until like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago when I started talking to him about doing this. And I read up on you, was watching videos and shit, and I was like, wow, like crazy. So just talk to me a little bit about it. Bring me back to like young Darren, you in college, and like how you got to where you're at right now.
I was heavily into drugs and alcohol, pretty well documented, you know, for a lot of different reasons, for reasons that I'm still uncovering as to why, you know, you try to like numb out, but, you know, really just not feeling like ever really fit in, not ever really feel like I was like loved or like, you know, just enough. And it's like that kind of shit just puts that kind of thinking on quiet, and you can just, you know, be separated from that, but then you're really just like separated from yourself. So I was like, you know, I was getting like, got arrested a couple times, 3 times, got suspended twice in college from the team. and got suspended twice in the league when I was in the Ravens. So a lot of things coming from it, like repercussions and consequences. But I mean, addiction doesn't care. Like motherfucker, like you, like I'm still gonna do this shit. Like we're gonna give a fuck what's going on. Like so that was kind of what was going on. Very dark, like mental health, very depressed, anxious. I mean, like you name it. Just not emotionally stable. But I wasn't like a loud person, or my problems were never in your face. Like you would hear about it in the news and it would like unfold about how I got suspended or whatever. But I was usually doing most of my stuff like by myself. Very isolative person. And I would go out with people, and people that went out with me and drank with me would be like, "Oh no, I had a great time with him. Like he was awesome." But it's like what's going on the inside. You spend so much time worrying about what your life looks like on the outside, and you can make it look great. And I've 3 different iterations of my life looking amazing to everybody else looking in, but it's like you really aren't that happy at the end of the day. So that was all that kind of went into it, and ultimately ended up ODing on pills, because like when you aren't going to stop, when you have lost the ability to stop yourself, you have to get stopped. And so that was kind of like, I can see, God's hand in that. That was what was necessary for me to kind of pivot and to, go to rehab, go to therapy and all that type of shit. And, start sharing my story, I guess. Like that wasn't really in the plans. Like I'm going to come back and be inspiring. Like that shit was never in the plan. Like I was just trying to like, build a life that I could appreciate and just like be all right within myself. Like football was never in the plan. I didn't even really want to go back.
Well, I read too that so once that happened, you started working like in a grocery store.
Oh yeah, I worked at Sprouts. When I got out of rehab and came back home, I worked at Sprouts for like 7 months, 8 months. And then it was like I knew I would get reinstated. So I trained for a few months before camp, and then I went back to camp with the Ravens, and then was there for most of that season. And then the Raiders claimed me because they seen me working out before the game, and that was it for niggas working out before the game, because they don't let nobody else do that shit no more, I guess.
Crazy, and it's like the fact that you're who you are and you talk about it so openly is like so dope. Like there's so many dudes that go through shit or like are struggling with stuff, and like you said, it's all internal. You could put on such a front. Like you were saying, you got to be real with yourself at a certain point, but you could look like, I'm this cool dude, I'm doing this, I'm living, blah, blah, blah. But on the inside, you're dying. And
only you can't fool yourself.
And I think like you being able to talk about it so openly and like willing to share your story is sick, because there's so many people that see it and are able to like relate to it and can get themselves help from that. So kudos to you. Good ass story.
Brother.
Yeah. You've been by his side the whole time almost.
Yeah.
What have you seen like development wise of just like someone being a kid, like just going through shit and like being in trouble and like not understanding himself in a sense, to like now this dude that we're fucking here, bro. You're an impressive dude, bro. You're a beast at football, right? Forget that. You're sitting here, I'm watching you play the piano. You say you don't know how to play. You're playing fucking 3 songs and having it at the end of the day, bro. Like that's some dope shit. So like, how have you seen him grow, or just like the individual that he's always been, but like now able to like figure himself out and kind
of? I think a lot of the relationship like with Darren, like of course, like I said, we'll tattoo, like I said, we'll eat, but then there's like as of like the past couple of years, like we actually been able to like be around each other like more. So I'm actually been able to like see more, like kind of like see like a deeper dive into like his life, his routine. Some of the stuff that he does, and I think it's inspiring to me, because I'm like, this motherfucker just went to sleep at like 1 and he's up at 7 working out, like doing yoga, reading a book. It's just, nobody's telling him to do these things. Like you're waking up in your own time, like doing it. Like nobody's setting these schedules for you to like, go to do physical therapy or do things to like help your mental or like even like your body for like longevity. Like nobody's telling you to do these things. I know, like for me, bro, I would only go to the doctor and do things if my mom set the appointment. And it's like, he's doing it on his own. It's like, but it's like, it's inspiring for me to see it. Like it's like I get to see it like in a different life. Also, it's like, it opens up a lot of things. Like for me, how I think, how I move. Like I've been reading a lot lately. Like I kind of picked that up from being around Darren. I was like, even like when the whole thing came out, like with the drug stuff, I didn't know about it. Like shit, he came to get tired about me. Shit, he seemed like a normal person to me. Shit, he didn't seem like anything was different. So I mean, it's nothing for me to question. Because of course, first thing I'm like, damn, like I would, everybody want to say that everybody is like triggered or like wired to say the same shit. Like, oh yeah, I would have been there for you. I would, you know what I'm saying? It's just like. Shit, but
it's impossible. I wasn't letting nobody be there for me.
But if you're not allowing, like I said, if you're not allowing nobody to show up for you, be there for you, and I know I'm victim of that myself. Like I said, when I lost my mom, it's like I could sit here and I could point the finger at people of like these people weren't there, these weren't showing up for me, but it's like I probably necessarily didn't even allow a lot of people to show up for me either.
You shut down, and then
you know what I mean, and so you kind of learn these things. Also, like I remember like. Even the Sprout situation, like, I didn't know he was working at Sprout. He was like, yo, I'm trying to get tatted that time. He's like, that time work for him? I'm like, yeah, that worked for me. And then he hit me back, was like, no, actually, I gotta do it. This time I gotta go to work. And so when he came to me, I'm like, bro, where you work at? He's like, Sprout's like, okay. But I'm also a person too, is like, I don't dive into things, like whatever you tell me, I kind of keep it right there. Like, if you wanna volunteer and tell me, that's fine. But I'm never that person that kind of like, unless you like start the conversation, like let's dive into this, I'm not gonna be the person to push the envelope to dive, like make you dive into it, to try to get you to dive into it.
Right.
I kind of keep everything like surface level. Whatever you want to say, like we can go there. We can talk about whatever. Like I'm open to talk about anything you want to talk about. But I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Then like I think a little bit down the line, I think the first one I saw was the one with you and was that Steve Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah,
that's what I seen too. A fire ass interview. That was good. And again, like you were so open where it was like raw. It wasn't no bullshit. Like you weren't trying to hide shit. You weren't trying to.
Right. And I was like, Steve was like my teammate too. Yeah. I'll never forget that nigga walked up on me in training. It was like my rookie year at the hotel. And I was like rolling some weed in my fucking Jeep. The nigga walk up on the window like at the hotel, like, what you doing, nigga? Like Steve is like, he's always been somebody like, that's like there's one thing in the league that, like when I was suspending it out that like checked up on me or like texted me and like it was him, bro. So he's solid.
Yeah, that's dope.
Dude. That's fine.
Cause a lot of people, bro, like a lot of people like you or value you or be around you or hit you up, just anything for how it could benefit them.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think that's in all walks of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why they say a lot of relationships are seasonal. You know what I mean? Like, but if you really realize, like, if you're not doing stuff for certain people, or like, if you're not servicing them, or you realize, bro, like, you're watering dead plants.
I want to hear that story though. You were trying to get tatted while working at Sprouts, and you hit him up, had a time, and you had to change the time because you were working.
They probably gave me a shifter and asked me if I could close or something, and I was like, yeah, I probably ended up closing. So he closed at like 11. So
probably just came right after.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't ask in the text, like, yo, well, what you mean? I thought you played football.
Yeah.
He was like starting to work out and stuff again, and Craig, like, I told him a story, like, I think it was Aspire Fitness. It was like an old LA Fitness that he remodeled and did. But I walked in there for a workout. I was on a fitness journey at the time, and I walked in, and he was on the row machine. He was already on there when I got in there. I went and did like a full like hour like on the elliptical.
Yeah.
And came back and he was still on the row machine. And I'm like, and it's puddles, bro. If you ever been around this motherfucker when he work out, bro, he's a sweater. Like, it's puddles, bro. But he didn't slow down. He didn't stop. I'm like, that just showed me, I'm like, no, he's different. Like,
You wanted it, yeah.
You're wired differently, bro. Like, a lot of people, mentally, bro, they already checked out and they're like, oh yeah, I can't do no more. Like, all right, I done reached my point. But like, that means you're probably not even thinking about numbers or like time frame. You're just on there. You're just locked in. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 off seasons were just like fucking, like, them boxers that be doing like working out like 12 hours a day. Like, that shit just separates.
I mean, but it shows. You know what I mean? You look at Kobe Bryant.
I was watching hella Kobe videos back then too.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like,
I was like, yep, I'm going to the field, I'm boxing and fucking doing power yoga. There's like these 15-minute breakups of like Kobe speaking, and they'll like mash up all these audio clips of countless interviews whenever he was on, and they could be on like a specific topic, and I would watch them motherfuckers and be like, yeah, like that shit just having like just motivated to be like, I'm invested in the process, you know, because you could be hype some days, and there's some days where you're not hype, but you're still committed to the process because you realize like, I don't have to put together this amazing off season of this. I just have to do like this workout and then that next workout, and then once them motherfuckers start to stack and you've put everything that you could into those, and we're present and had quality workouts as opposed to just doing like a whole bunch of quantity of whatever, like that shit starts to change. Like, and you can go from somebody where people were like, oh man, perennial practice squad, like to like, no nigga, like you can really make that shift. And it's really mostly like mental and like spiritual, I feel like. Yeah.
I would say, cause I tat a lot of players in the NFL, and you know, like I said, like I see them and then I see Darren. You know what I mean? And I can literally, he can give him better advice than I can, because I don't play professional sports. You know what I mean? Or I've never done it. So it's like, but I try to tell him like, bro, like just lock in, bro. Like start some of your distractions, bro. Like I literally watch players that play for the Falcons, bro. I literally watch their careers end because they be in the club every night, bro. I literally seen it, bro. I'm not about to name drop, but I'm like, bro, like I go out and I'm like, bro, I just saw you, bro. Like, why are you here? Like,
but that's the lifestyle that men have been taught to want. So you can't even blame them niggas for even wanting it, because that's been their goal. Like, it wasn't even really sustaining performance in the league. It was like, oh, if I get to the league, I can now buy this whip or buy this chain or buy this or go do this and have these bitches. And it's like, but that's what's promoted, bro. Like, niggas look to rappers, niggas look to certain people, certain figures in culture, and it's like, that's what niggas are promoting, and that's what a lot of young niggas want, bro.
What was your first, when you first got to the league, because you were still obviously going through shit, what was when you got your first like big paycheck? I'm assuming you ended up spending that on stupid shit.
Not really. I've always been a very frugal person outside of like drugs and alcohol, but like I was buying like Percocets and like some weed and some liquor in a plastic bottle, bro. That was the only thing I was spending money on. Yeah. It was not Fits, it was not club, it was not, I had a gold chain that was like $100. I only wear it on in specific environments. But yeah, I never really spent a whole bunch of money, man. Like my signing bonus check was, I mean, to a normal person, it's a lot of money, but it was like $111,000 back to taxes, like $64,000. So I'm like, all right, like I can't go crazy with this. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was outside of drugs, I wasn't buying shit, bro. And I started to make money, and like even working at Sprouts, making $12 an hour, like an experience like that helps me see and value money differently now, because it's like, oh, just gonna have money now. Like I'm not gonna just be out here tricking that shit off. Yeah. Like I'm gonna have a nice living experience, but also like
do you have like a sponsorship with Sprouts? You gotta get like a fucking brand deal with Sprouts.
I don't know if they did. I mean, shit, they still got a chance. Sprouts, come on now. Fuck with your boy.
Fuck it, I shop at Sprouts.
Yeah,
fuck with your boy, man.
That's a crazy
I ain't coming back to work there again, but.
You do like Costco, be handing out like some shit there one day.
Yeah, bro, let me hand out the samples and or I work in produce.
All right, we're gonna talk. We wanna do rapid fire first? You wanna do?
We do rapid fire, we flip it up. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so it's gonna be, literally give me like first thing on your mind.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like right now, I was about some chicken.
Ass nigga.
Yeah, there, boy.
Real pescatarian here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, first thing
real
on my
pescatarian.
mind is chicken. All right, I'm gonna ask some fan ones, and I'm gonna mix in like regular ones too. So shout out to everyone that sent in questions. Someone said, what's your most meaningful tattoo and why?
My most meaningful tattoo? I'll probably say my great grandfather on my leg. It's a portrait of him. He's, family legacy. Very inspiring on my music journey and my creative journey, and just like, who I strive to be and the legacy I try to have. So I say that.
Shout out to Fats Waller.
Big Fats. Big Thomas.
Someone said, when do you think you'll ever be done adding ink, and when?
Probably when I run out of spaces, I'll be done. Or if it gets to the point where it's like all I got left is like my fucking toenails or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna call it a day.
So you want to be eventually like everything, like literally no space.
Maybe some space, like not the bottom of the feet, maybe the top of the feet. But I'm not trying to cover my whole face. Trying to keep my face like probably what it is now. Gotta figure out if I'm gonna do my ass or not. So it's a crossroads.
Do you style some of your outfits based off your tattoos?
Actually, no. I feel like tattoos are their own like accent piece in a way. Like I don't like dudes on team. I'd be like, man, you be wearing like generic ass shit out there, and I'm like, I feel like my tats are like my armbands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or like, you know, I feel like that just adds to whatever the fuck I'm wearing.
Well, I was just gonna say, the NFL, you wear the most equipped, like NBA, they show mad skin. Like you could see the tattoos. NFL, you're covering up a lot of it.
Right.
So you might as well show what you can.
Exactly.
Yeah. How much have you spent on your tattoos lifetime?
I have no idea. If you check his books, I spent all the college bowl money I've ever made. I know that. I mean, a substantial amount of money. I don't know how I could possibly quantify it.
Yeah.
You may guess.
I don't know, bro. It's like more family related, bro. Like,
So if it were to be, if you were to put a number on it.
Would you say it'd be 100,000?
yeah, let's say 100,000. Let's just say.
I don't know. But yeah, 100,000.
100,000. There you go. How much time do you think you've been under a needle, like under for tattoos?
I don't know. This is not a rapid fire question. I'm trying to think.
For the whole body?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, come on, help out.
sound crazy? Probably about like 60 hours. That's a little.
Yeah, that's not a lot at all.
That's how fast we are.
Yeah.
Right.
So someone said, what's next after football?
I'd say 100.
100 hours?
What's next after football?
Yeah.
Continuing in the projects that I'm passionate about. This shit biting my ankle like a motherfucker right now. I'm trying. I'm squeezing my leg. Just recovery projects, like helping people with my foundation and substance abuse, mental health, continuing in that.
Shout out to Foundation real quick.
Yeah, shout out to Darren Waller Foundation. And diving into creating music more and more, just finding my sound and learning new instruments, guitar and piano, and traveling, seeing national parks, traveling internationally. You know, I feel like I haven't done a lot of things in my life. You know, I feel like you're on the same loop. I've been on the same loop since I was 4 years old. I'm 31. Yeah. So I'm excited for when that time comes to, you know, just do the things that I like as a human being, you know.
If there was any sporting event ever in time that you could attend, what would it be?
I have no idea. Maybe like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier in the Philippines or some shit.
That's a good answer. Yeah, that's a good answer. If you had to name like 3 people that you like their tattoos, whether it's like celebrities, athletes.
I like their tattoos. I mean, your legs kind of fire, bro.
Appreciate it.
Who else? I've always thought Odell's tats were really dope. Who am I? I mean, when I was a kid, I fucked with Birdman. Like, I always thought it was dope that he was tatted like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he puts the envelope.
Yeah, that motherfucker was big tatted.
Full color pieces too.
Yeah. Who's the third person that has good tats? I feel like Jody's are dope.
Jody Fortson?
Yeah. Yeah, you went ham on Jody. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just drawing blanks on a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people got dope tats. All them European soccer motherfuckers be having dope tats.
Always.
So group them in as one person.
All right.
Thanks.
What's the most painful tattoo you ever got?
Whoo-wee. I walked out, almost didn't come back. That motherfucker right there, the Bentley logo with the D in it. I left halfway through and was like,
what do you mean? What you just got up and left?
Boy say, this it, bro. That's it, brother.
Yeah.
I said, nah, let me do a little bit more. Let me do a little bit more.
I was laying down and there was like tears coming out. And I was like, you know what?
That's it?
No, that was almost the end of my tattoo journey because that was like number 5.
Yeah, that was early on, bro.
It was like 1, 2, the word was 3, the wing was 4, and that was 5. And I was like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. But I came back.
I ain't gonna lie. I
came
was
back.
aside. I know this is rapid fire, bro, but I didn't think he was coming back after that. I thought it was over with, bro.
but not, because like the thing I learned working with him is like, every tattoo that I think of, I'm like, ooh, I want this. The shit is 10 times bigger than what I imagined it being. So I thought this was gonna be like right here. I'm like, ooh, cool little Bentley logo right here. She gonna take like
You talk about that
This
today.
nigga
You think
printed
he's
that shit.
smaller. He think he's smaller than what he is,
Right.
bro.
Yeah.
This nigga printed that shit and put it on me. I was like, sitting there like, nah, this is not what I wanted. But I mean, obviously, and looking back on it, it looks a lot better, bigger.
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
fits. Yeah, fits.
Oh yeah,
fits
I was
well.
out of there. I was driving on the interstates. And I was like,
And when
thinking,
were you
like,
sitting there? You were like, oh damn, I fucked up.
No, I didn't feel
No.
that way. I was just like, damn, bro. I said it might be the last time I see bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, come back, man.
yeah, bro.
So what made you come back? How many months did you need, or how much time did you need?
Came back
to-
that day.
Yeah.
I just needed a couple hours. I needed a few hours.
You turned around and you were like, all right, bro, I'm ready.
I just needed to go drive, man. Just get out of there. Shit was just a lot. I wasn't planning on it. And then so it's like, it's one of them shits where it's like something hits you out of nowhere and you weren't planning for it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I know what I'm getting myself into now. Went back in and thugged it out, bro.
Yeah.
Shit was biting, bro. That shit was down there. I could feel it in my nipple.
If there was a teammate that you would say had the best, that you would think had the best pain tolerance in terms of tattoos, like someone that would thug it out.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to name somebody else?
No, you can say yourself.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I've had to earn all of these.
And then who? What about someone that?
My boy Hadi, definitely. Hadi is fucking absolutely covered in tats,
Yeah.
and he's like a savage motherfucker in a good way. Shout out Hadi. But yeah, he's a real nigga.
What about worst pain tolerance? Like who would be crying?
Boy, Jalen Hyatt would definitely be crying. A little slow ass nigga, man. A little sad ass boy. Nah.
We locked in tomorrow, bro. Yeah.
You live?
Yeah.
All right, bet. I'm gonna do a new one.
Fire. Fire. Fire.
It's fun, bro.
Fully self-taught or no?
I learned from my boy Steven and Chan from that grew up with me. It's still my good friends to this day. I was just on the phone with one of them, but we were watching them because they would make beats for me. And then it got to a point where like I had samples, and it was like I had my own ideas that I wanted to do with them, but nobody else can make it sound like you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just start trying, and then.
But how does so I'm curious about, right? You make a beat, you fall in love with a beat. How does every single song not sound the same then after that? I feel like for me, if I made something I loved it, all my shit would sound the same. Like how do you not get stuck into that hole?
I would say it's not getting too attached to how I once did things or one way of doing things, because, you know, I may try to convey a message on that. Another day, I may try to convey something completely different, and it may call for a different sound, a different style. So I just allow that shit to flow. But
If you could, like he was just saying, it was a good ass question. If you could pick someone, the beat you just made, if you could put an artist on it, who would it be?
all right, well, Key just forgot how that bitch sounded just by walking in and out. La Russell for sure. Rex Life Raj is one of my favorite niggas for sure. Yeah. Check your email. But yeah, one of them two probably. But I mean, Kendrick, I mean, you can fucking name it, bro. J. Cole, like, we'll slaughter anything, bro. We'll definitely slaughter that, I know that.
So who's your favorite artist? Like give me like a list, couple favorite bands or musicians, whatever.
Bands, well, yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, I don't really like listen to him like day to day. Like, I be sometimes. Say Coldplay. There's this band called Krungbin I love. Rap-wise, I mean, yeah, Kendrick's, J. Cole's, Drake's, like them for sure. I love La Russell, Rex Life Raj. Probably two of my favorite artists today. Mick Jenkins is one of my favorite artists. Saba. You know, I love gospel music, but also love, you know, people that are, you know, kind of like me that have been kind of beat up and life's been kind of fucked up, you know, and still struggle a bit sometimes, but, you know, still trying to speak that message because I feel like that's a message that people need to hear more than a lot of messages that may be pushed in rap these days, I guess.
Yeah. Have you always been like connected to the church, like growing up and stuff, or no?
I just didn't always have to go to church,
Yeah.
but it was more like a chore growing up. And it's not till you have like an experience with God for yourself before you can appreciate environments like that. Because now it used to be just like, oh, fuck, I go to church.
Yeah.
Like black church, you in that mug from 9 to 2.
Oh God.
And I'm getting the back of my head slapped because I'm like falling asleep and shit. But then it's like, you know, and then you have this idea of God is where it's like, well, if I just, you know, do certain things or look a certain way, then, you know, God, you know, people treat God like a slot machine or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's very transactional, but it took me having to go through what I went through to really like cultivate a relationship, I guess.
Yeah.